Science is powerful. It is also blind to some things. A telescope, a microscope, and a notebook reveal a vast universe, yet a small blindfold sits beside them, hinting that some truths slip past every instrument we build. Start with what science does well. A hypothesis enters an experiment, evidence comes out, and a peer review stamp confirms the result. This loop has given us vaccines, satellites, and computers we trust every day. But science measures what it can measure. A ruler captures length, a scale captures weight, a clock captures time. Things that resist a ruler, a scale, or a clock often get pushed to the edge of the page. Consider consciousness. A brain scan shows neurons firing, colors lighting up regions, but the scan never shows what red feels like from the inside. The data is real, yet the experience hides behind a wall the scanner cannot cross. Consider ethics. A trolley rolls toward 5 workers. A lever can divert it onto 1. Science can calculate speeds and outcomes, but it cannot tell you whether pulling the lever is right or wrong. Consider meaning. A worker stacks bricks, a parent rocks a child, a friend tells a joke. Science can describe every motion, every calorie, every sound wave, but it cannot tell you why these moments matter to a human heart. Science also has blind spots inside its own house. A funded study gets published, an unfunded study sits in a drawer, and a failed result quietly disappears. The map of knowledge tilts toward who paid for the camera. Consider history. The night sky looks the same to every culture, but each one drew different constellations on it. A scientist sees photons and distances, yet the stories above the stars are invisible to a spectrometer. Consider love. A chemist names dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. A poet writes a single line that makes a reader cry. Both are true, but only one fits inside a test tube. Science is also slow to see what it is not looking for. A researcher trains a telescope on Mars and misses a comet streaking behind. The instrument is sharp, but it points in one direction at a time. And science changes its mind. Yesterday, the atom was indivisible. Today, it splits. Yesterday, ulcers came from stress. Today, a bacterium gets the blame. Each correction is progress, but each one means we were once confidently wrong. There are also questions science cannot even start. Why is there something rather than nothing? What happened before the first second? A chalkboard fills with equations, but the deepest line still ends with a question mark. Blind spots are not failures. A flashlight that lights a hallway still cannot light the room next door. Science is a flashlight. Pointing it does not erase the rooms, the closets, and the corners that stay dark. Art shows feeling. Philosophy tests reasoning. Religion offers meaning. Lived experience grounds it all. None replaces science, but together they fill in rooms a single flashlight cannot reach. Honesty helps too. A confident scientist says, here is what we know, here is what we do not, and here is where we are still guessing. 3 columns on a board are more truthful than one loud headline. Watch out for scientism. A label that says only science is real slides quietly onto every other way of knowing and crosses it out. That is not science. That is a belief wearing a lab coat. A good scientist holds 2 things at once: a microscope in one hand, humility in the other. The microscope sharpens the view. Humility remembers that the view has edges, and beyond the edges, more world keeps going. What does this look like in real life? A doctor reads a scan, then listens to the patient describe their fear. A climate model predicts a drought? Then a farmer explains what the village will lose. Data plus story. So keep loving science. Use the telescope. Run the trial. Trust the peer review. But leave room on the desk for a poem, a prayer, a hard question, and a friend who disagrees. Truth is bigger than one method. Science is powerful. It is also blind to some things. Hold both truths together, and you get a clearer mind, a kinder world, and a bigger picture than either side alone can draw on the board.